Hello, this is the continued video about the Pentecostal marker. So, we're back to about Genesis chapter 11. So, having that related to 9/11 tag, and it was interesting that it mentioned multiple languages. Where the people were scattered across the earth and people were confounded, and the building of high places were stopped. So the meaning of confounded means to be amazed, surprised, confused, and so on. So this seems to echo to the Great Tribulation because it's gonna be the end of the world. There's gonna be people missing suddenly, and people will most possibly be surprised about this and confused. It's gonna be really great deception going on during that time, Saul, and sun destructions will be worldwide, which echoes to the different kinds of languages that it was used in Genesis 11, referring to worldwide scale. And it was also like representing the falling of high places. And Genesis 7, that chapter about the worldwide judgment, was also about the falling of high places. And it was symbolized by the high hills that were covered by the flood. So it's really interesting to know the word Babel means the door of God or the gate of God. And once again, it is referring to the meaning of door, where in Revelation chapter 4, that was saying, "Come up hither," which symbolizing the rapture. So, and I explained before that the door is also a pie. And the pie means a lot of things. It's not only about 9/11, it's decoded, but it also means about the infusion of the Holy Spirit, the Pentecost of this generation. And so let's get on to the TAV Primary Basis about Genesis chapter 5 verse 24 of Enoch's translation. So Genesis chapter 5 verse 24 was very significant to the time we're in right now. And well, first of all, that 2015 last year was the Ides of March, because on the clock it points to 3 o'clock, because 3 o'clock is 15 minutes direction, and so that is positioning 2015 at Ides of March. Ides of March is the 15th of March, and represent as in the number 153, exactly echoes to 15 o'clock and 3 o'clock together at the same time. So we could see that the IDs of March would be March the 15th every year. And that is very significant to know because 2016 is being equalized to 2015 through Jewish year 5776 that overlaps in both Gregorian years. And because of that, 2016 could also be seen as the IDs of March. And the IDs of March was linked to Julius Caesar, and he died on the IDs of March. And so see that is the 15th March where he died, and it was 44 BC at age 55 years old, and that could not be by accident, pointing to the month of September, especially because of the 44 President of America, and that Obama being age 55, and that is like by no accident at all. So here we see the 55 again, and also that he is the 44th President of the United States. And so this is echoing back to the IDs of March, and it was the death hour of Jesus as well, where he died around 3 p.m., which like echoes to Julius Caesar, is ironically that both the names, the initials are JC, and so this saying that 2015 and 2016 together, that it is marked as the end because the core marker of 2015 was the first Pentecost that landed on the 24th of May in 2015. And not every year the Pentecost lands on 24th of May. And 2015 really stood out to that, perfectly matching Genesis chapter 5 verse 24 of Enoch, who was being translated and was taken away by God. And this is a marker that must be used even with 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2016, even 2014, 2013, and so on. All those Pentecosts on those years will not be on 24th May, so this is perfectly matching. The 2015 is a marker of Genesis chapter 5, verse 24 of Enoch's translation, who represents the bride, because the bride also walks closely with God, just as Enoch was walking closely with God. Enoch's birthday was in Pentecost. Pentecost, Sivan 67. So now we could see the number 627 again. That's the number of the transformation code explained before. So it's very significant to see that Enoch's birthday is in Pentecost. And this is referring that Pentecost is very much related to the bride's birthday, meaning to birth into the transformed body. But the Pentecost is not only to be used as a meaning, and later, possibly not in this video, we'll be explaining that the Pentecostal dates are to applied and extended together in merged with other festivals, biblical festivals. And so getting 365 days forward by Genesis chapter 5 verse 23 leads on to 22nd of May 2016. Genesis 5 verse 23 was saying that Enoch lived for 365 years, and therefore from May 24th to May 22nd of 2016 will be exactly 365 days. So that is a perfect marker of relating the Eve marker with the Pentecost of 2015 that resembles Genesis chapter 5 verse 24. So once again we see it was landed on 22nd of May, which was on the Omer count of 29 and 30 at the same day. So right now we could see that is actually another confirmation to September 29 to 30 that's being confirmed by the Genesis chapter 5 verse 24 pattern. It was also perfectly on the 4th Sunday on 22nd of May that made up the number of 7777, and it was also the same. It was 2 on the 4th Sunday on 24th of May in 2015. So this is a Pentecostal pattern, which is confirming that the that there is a direct relationship with September and the first Pentecost of 2015. And except for applying for September, when we see November, actually that May 22nd, it sits on the same family with November. They're in the same family. The family of November is May. We can see the same color, so that's May and August, February, and November together. So November is also in the same family of May, And that's once again the 22nd of May is confirming 22nd of November that is applied with the Passover boundary of April 22nd to 30th of this year. So I'm not going to explain everything, but you're interested, there is the download link on the description box. To also the Hanukkah of 2016 this year will be very perfect. It will be starting on December 25, exactly aligning with Kislev 25. And this will be the Christmas day. Even though it is with much pagan tradition, but it is also linked with the meaning of the birth of Jesus, representing the birth of the bride. And so it was so perfect that it's gonna be on December 25th, Christmas Day. That will start on the first day of Hanukkah, even though the Hebrew Hanukkah would be on Kislev 24. So this is kind of confirming the significance of using Hanukkah boundary of this year for the September to November period. And also back in the time the 9/11 attack, which changed the world, St. Nicholas Church was destroyed that day. And St. Nicholas is actually linked to Santa Claus directly. And so this is giving clue to time Christmas as the time of disaster. And so this is confirming that Hanukkah, especially this year, that will start on Christmas Day, is actually gonna echo to the destruction of St. Nicholas Church in 9/11 during that was destroyed during the 9/11 attack. Also, there's another reason why 2016 will be the time of the sign of Jonah. The sign of Jonah is said in scriptures. It's about the 3 days of worldwide darkness. And the 3 days of worldwide darkness is going to mimic the pattern that happened back in time Exodus, where the Egyptians had their 3 days of complete darkness where they were not able to see one another, and so the land of Egypt represents the world, just as the slavery of Egypt represents the bondage and suffering of this world. So 2016 backward quadrant is equal to 2013, and this is a perfect confirmation of the sign of Jonah being related to the year of 2016. The 3 days of worldwide darkness that's gonna happen before the actual rapture, because The Bible says that before the coming of the Lord, the moon will turn to blood and the sun will turn to darkness. So there must be events that happen before that, before the coming of the Great Tribulation. So back in 2013, October 16 to 19, it was the sign of Jonah, where the moon went into the belly of the fish, and it was representing Jonah. He went into the belly of the whale in the book of Jonah, and then the moon came out of the fish into the ram. And then 40 days later, in November 28, 2013, was the comet Ison that was hitting the sun and landed onto Scorpio constellation. So this was exactly mimicking the 40 days of warning of Jonah and the 3 days of darkness where Jonah was in the belly of the whale. So this is confirming that what happened in 2013 is was a marker for this year, because they're equally they're to be seen equally. So not just months that can be equalized, but also through years, through identical months, and then for years. During that time, the word Ison means disaster, and so and it was where comet Ison was heating in the sun, and the sun was representing the mother's egg, as both look alike, and the tail of the comet Ison represents the sperm, and it was a conception marker during that time. And it was after on the 40th day back in 2013, and so that's why the time of Hanukkah is a very significant boundary that needs to be applied, and there are also a lot more Pentecostal markers, and back during the time the common Ison led on to Hanukkah and Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is related to the bread and the wine in remembrance of the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross, and that's actually hinting about our redemption. And So not only the 24th May was on the 4th Sunday, and not only September to November 2015 consist of 4 to 7, and a lot more of that, which I've explained before, and it kind of linked together between the dates, and for example, that November is part of the family of February, May, and August, and it was exactly echoing to August 22nd, May 22nd, February of 2016, May 24th, Pentecost of 2015. So this further proving that the time November will be really significant time. So I'm gonna stop here, and the next video I'll continue the 11 primary bases.